A couple of errors occur when you program this version of the Not Cookie Clicker app. The one that drives me the most crazy is that when you click and you get to 10, once it appears, you can just buy tons of those things, and then your clicks are worth a fortune, right? So that kind of destroys the game because obviously you don't want to be able to win until you've earned it. Also, when it resets the game, it's still at that higher level. This is at 15 now. So I have two bugs I want to clean up. The first bug that I want to clean up is that I don't want the program to be, I don't want you to be able to buy anything, or I don't want the user to be able to buy anything if they don't have enough cash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at where they buy the item, and I'm going to look at this code, and here is where the cash is subtracted. And what I want to do is if I subtract out that cash and they have a negative amount of money, I don't want them to be able to increase that cash per click. I don't want them to be able to buy a level 1 bonus, which I didn't even code in the number of level 1. So there's some major things I got to fix. So in order to detect a situation, I need a good old conditional. Those are located in control. Again, you can type those if statements. But I want to detect if my cash is negative. So if my cash, or I'm sorry, I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be positive today, folks. If my cash is a positive number, then I do want to be able to increase my cash per click. And I also want to increase the number of level 1s, which I totally forgot to do, probably because it wasn't displayed too, so I didn't even know I forgot to do it. So that's called number, make sure I call it the exact same thing, L1. So number L1 is going to equal the number of L1 plus 1. So now I have another level 1, and it's going to check to see if I have enough cash. Now, this is still going to cause a problem because I still can go negative. So if I wanted to fix this to be absolutely perfect, what I would do is I would also have it check to see if it's less than 0, if you already take that amount out. So if cash minus cost of L1 is less than 0. So if the cash minus the cost of L1 is less than 0, then don't do it. Then I'm also going to move this over to here so that it doesn't subtract out the cash until it knows I have enough cash. Catch the gist of that? Kind of complicated, but that's the way I'm going to manage it. Now, I wrote a little code, I got to test it. So I'm going to click, I get up to 10, I buy it, I have $2, I buy another one, it doesn't let me buy another one. Yeah, it didn't let me buy another one. It let me buy another one, but only let me buy one. So that's perfect. That's behaving exactly the way I want it to. The next thing I want to do is I want to know how many level 1s I have. And a perfect spot for that would be the update screen. I update the score on the screen. Why not update the number of level 1s every time I update the screen? Well, I can do that. So this is going to require some concatenation and some complex stuff, but I can do it. So I'm going to change the property of the button text field, which is really complicated, right? So I'm going to set the property, or I could set the text too. That's a little easier. Both those would work the same, by the way. But this one's just a little easier block to use. There's less parameters. So I'm going to set the text of level 1 to be this big complicated statement. I'm going to have it say, like it does now, in parentheses there, I go level 1, then I'm going to go the number of level 1s is going to be the number of level 1s. So I'm going to put in that variable, number of level 1s. I'm going to put in another plus, just to make it clear. I'm going to make some spacing better spacing here. The number of level 1s, and sorry about all these errors, plus $10, which, by the way, I might want to change later. I might want to make them cost more, like in the Real Cookie Clicker. Every time you buy one, the cost of a level 1 increases, which is why I left it a variable. But for now, I'm just going to go with some simplicity, and I'm going to see if that works. So now I'm going to run it, and I go to my click. Uh-oh, something went wrong. Something went wrong somewhere. I'm going to do my classic refresh to see. Sometimes you just have to refresh this thing. I'm going to run it. I'm going to click. Yeah, it just needed to be reset. I'm not sure what that was. I'm going to click. And it got me to level 1. I'm going to buy a level 1. And now see, I own one level 1 at 10. Can I buy another one? No. But I'm going to get more money. I'm going to buy another one, and I have 2. Yeah, look at that. Now I have 3. I have 4. I can't buy another one. That's exactly the way I want it to behave. Now every time I click, it's going up quite a bit. But when I win the game, and then I come back to the game, it still remembers what I'm at. So that is going to need to be reset. So when I win, and I'm doing that reset, I'm going to have to deal with that. So right here I have the check for win, and it's going to like see if I win, and if I win, it's going to send me to the win screen. And then the other thing that it is going to do is it's going to go back to game, and then, okay, so cash is reset to 0. Guess what else I'm going to reset to 0? I'm going to now reset not only the cash back to 0, but oops, don't use var. I'm going to reset the number of level 1s back to 0, and I'm also going to reset the cash per click back to 0. Now this reset is getting a little long. Look at all the different things it's doing already, and you know it's going to have to do more. So once it starts to get like that, I start to think to myself, I should make a function. So I'm going to make a function called reset. And the reset is going to do all of these things right here. So it's going to reset my cash back to 0. Oh, I'm going to stop it running. It really makes it hard to code. I'm going to set my cash back to 0. And I'm scrolling. Sorry, it's so slow. This is going to take a while. And then I'm going to reset. I'm going to put my number of level 1s back to 0. And I'm also going to put my cash back to 0. And then I'm also going to put my update, cash per click back to 0. Did I mess up something here? Cash per click back to 0. Oh, this I messed up. This should not have moved. Sorry. That should have been right there. That should have been right there. I grabbed it by mistake. And then I'm going to take my update screen and put that automatically into the reset. So I don't have to do that every time I want to reset. So I'm also going to use that handy reset function right at the very beginning of my program. That way that score that starts with 999 will no longer be 999 when I start. Watch. See? Look at that, huh?